Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a post-match review of Celtic's very impressive 3-1 win over Hibs yesterday in the League Cup, taking us into the quarter-final against Falkirk on the 21st or 22nd of September. And I think was a good performance all around, with several players very much being the stars of the show, and happily no new injuries for any Celtic players, it would appear. Just to start off, just a wee mention of the fact that I'm on my holidays at the moment, and so the quality of lighting and sound may not be quite up to the way it has been for the last few weeks. Obviously, also a temporary background rather than the usual mixture of Celtic photographs, posters, and pictures. So, moving on to the game, as I said, very impressive 3-1 win for Celtic. Celtic never really looked in much danger. Hibs did briefly get back into the game when they got their goal in the 35th minute, but otherwise Celtic pretty much on top, with Kasper Schmeichel yet again having very little to do, and with the Hibs goal I don't think he had any real chance of making a save. Celtic off to a great start, scoring the first goal in the 4th minute. Dyson Maida playing as a main striker, which he did exceedingly well, I thought. Nice interchange with Kuhn and Hatate, setting up Maida in the box, and Maida, nice right-footed finish, putting Celtic 1-0 up. Nice and early in the game. Celtic kept very much on the front foot. Hibs were not really in the game at all. Lots of really fast restarts from corners, throw-ins, direct free kicks, and Kasper Schmeichel doing a great job of keeping the ball in play. Quick goodbye kicks, quick throw-outs, quick kick-outs to the midfielders and attackers, and I think Celtic stayed on the front foot pretty much for the whole 90 plus minutes and got their 3-1 win in the end. So I was saying Celtic kept on top. Some more chances for Maida. Nicholas Kuhn very, very busy and active down his wing, as was James Forrest on the left. Matt O'Reilly, a couple of shots as well, none of which were successful this time. And then Celtic got their second in the 16th minute. A lovely ball over the top by Nicholas Kuhn. Dyson Maida using all his pace and strength, running onto it and knocking the ball past the goalkeeper, putting us 2-0 up. Briefly, Hibs did get back into the game. Carter Vickers gave an unnecessary free kick away on the left side, halfway inside our half. Scales and Carter Vickers seemed to be out of position, not really sure who to mark, when Hibs did pump the ball into the box from the free kick, and Kuhn and Johnson couldn't get up to challenge the Hibs centre forward, who sent a nice diving header past Kasper Schmeichel to put them back into the game. Celtic very much got back onto the front foot, however were unable to add to their lead in the first half, and so 2-1 up at half-time for Celtic. Second half, Celtic came out the traps again on the front foot, kept Hibs under pressure, and as part of that, the Hibs centre-back, a rather poor, short pass back. The goalkeeper failed to get the ball clear, and Nicholas Kuhn blocked the ball into the box. Very clever following up by Nicholas Kuhn, very good instincts, and Celtic went 3-1 up. It gave Celtic a chance to take off James Forrest on the left, moving Dyson Maida over, and then Adam Ida coming on for his second Celtic debut. He had some nice touches, but no real proper chances at goal. And over the rest of the match, Celtic later able to bring on Yang, Paulo Bernardo and Luis Palma, all getting useful game time. keep themselves involved in first team football. And probably the best chance that Celtic had in the rest of the game was Luis Palma grazing the right post with a shot from the edge of the box. Possibly Palma could have driven into the box to get a better angle to beat the goalkeeper to his left. And instead his rather quick first time shot just missed. Celtic never really looked in any trouble after going 3-1 up, and overall good performance, a good result, and lots of positives. Just looking at some of the stats for the game, Celtic had 61 to 39 for possession, 12 shots to 4. We had 7 shots on target to their 2, 4 off targets to their 1, 6 corners to 2 in favour of Celtic, and their goalkeeper made 4 saves, and Kasper Schmeichel made 1 save. Not really terribly sure what that save was that's been officially given to him by the statisticians, but Kasper Schmeichel apparently did make 1 save. So looking at some of my ratings for the players, you may well have different ratings for the players in your own head, but these are subjective rather than objective. Gave Kasper Schmeichel 6 out of 10. Again, didn't really have very much to do in this game. What he did do, he did well. Caught a few balls, got the ball out quickly with by kicks and throwouts and kickouts. Did a great job as a sweeper keeper, and as I said, had no real chance with the one Hibs goal. So 6 out of 10 for him. Gave both Carter Vickers and Liam Scale 6.5. Didn't think they were quite at their best yesterday. A few times they both got caught out of position. A few times they got beaten for a bit of pace, particularly by Boyle. And a few times they got out-muscled by the Hibs centre forward. And they both did give away a few unnecessary fouls, one of which did lead to the Hibs goal. And I also thought that we were a wee bit vulnerable to long throws into the box, with neither Scales nor Carter Vickers really taking charge to get the ball clear. But on each case, we did get the ball scrambled away. So 6.5 to the 2 centre-backs, 7s for both Alice Johnston and Greg Taylor. I think they both defended well in terms of Hibs' threat out wide. Both got forward, particularly Alice Johnston. Johnson had some nice crosses and passes, a lot of nice interchanges with Nicholas Kuhn on the right, worked well with McGregor, O'Reilly and Hitati in midfield. Greg Taylor pretty much the same, working well with James Forrest on the left. Taylor a couple of times getting into the final third for good crosses and also into the box on one occasion as well himself. So 7s for both of them. 7s for Rio Hitati and Matt O'Reilly. Didn't have their best of games, not quite up to the levels of the last couple of games for Celtic. Hitati, of course, nicely involved in the first goal, a few nice passes, kept the game flowing in midfield, a few nice challenges, so 7 for him. Matt O'Reilly be a bit quieter than he has been the last few weeks, a few shots at goal, none really threatening as a proper chance. The goalkeeper did make a nice save down to his right. A couple of times Matt O'Reilly lifted the ball over the bar rather than getting it on target. A few nice passes from O'Reilly, some nice interchanges with the wide players and his fellow midfielders, but not really getting into the box for proper goal-threatening chances. So 7 for him. 7.5 for Callum McGregor. Thought he linked the play well. He led the team very well. He worked well in the defensive third, got forward to take control of the midfield. Was a constant sort of quarterback-style player, keeping everybody involved, keeping the game going at pace, spreading the ball out wide and also getting the ball up to Dijsselmeijer through the middle. So 7.5 from Callum McGregor. 8 for James Forrest on the left wing. Lots of nice runs down the left. He beat the fullback on several occasions to get to the byline, crossed the ball into the box. A few other times cut in instead of his wing, and a couple of times got himself into the box for half chances. So 8 out of 10 for Forrest. more because he slightly did tire it in the second half and wasn't so much of a threat up to the point where he was taken off to bring on Adam Ida and swapping Mairo over to the left. Nicholas Kuhn, I think, had his best game for Celtic. He was a constant threat, especially in the first half. He was involved in the first and second goals and did score the third goal. So 8.5 for Nicholas Kuhn, also showing a lot of good pace, although still not getting past the left back to hit the byline. However, he does deliver a lot of good balls into the box. Very clever use of the ball as well. Lots of pace yesterday, and on several occasions also cut in to try and get himself a shot or to set up other players in the box. So 8.5 for him. My man of the match was Dyson Maida, 9 out of 10. I thought he did a great job deputising as the main striker. I think we can be quite rest assured that he can very capably step into the striker role if Kyogo or Ida are being rested or are injured, etc. And so maybe not quite the necessity that we thought there was in terms of buying a third striker, although a third striker would be nice prior to the end of the window. And I've given 6.5s to Yang and Adam Ida. They did get some time in the second half. They both had some nice touches, some nice runs, a couple of half chances for Ida. But I do think both those two need a bit of game time to fully get up to speed. And I think if there are some concerns regarding Kyogo's shoulder, maybe Ida will get a bit more game time over the next couple of weeks to get himself fully up to speed, as he did have a bit of an abbreviated pre-season with Norwich. Yang, a few nice runs, trying to get himself into the box, trying to get passes and crosses in. 6.5 for him. Don't think Luis Palma or Paulo Bernardo had quite enough time to merit a rating, although it was nice to see Luis Palma back into the team, looking fully fit. A couple of nice passes, quite a couple of nice runs from Palma, and that one shot that narrowly missed the post that could have put us 4-1 up. So overall, good performance. Well done, Celtic. Into the next round and keeping up the excellent start to the season. So just a wee few updates of news stories regarding Celtic. Celtic and Millwall have agreed a fee of £400,000 plus add-ons and probably a sell-on clause that takes Daniel Kelly to Millwall within the next couple of days. He's due a medical and then will be joining Millwall likely Tuesday or Wednesday. Celtic appear to be primarily pursuing Alvin Sanchez, the young midfielder from Lausanne. He should be available for £4 to £5 million. It's thought that Sanchez is very keen to move to a team with Champions League games. Lausanne are not averse to selling him, so that deal may well go through. The other deal that Celtic appear to be pursuing more strongly, Kyogo and Wijndal, the Dutch left-back from Ajax. His transfer fee should be in the region of £3 to £4 million, and Celtic appear to be pursuing Wijndal rather than Owen Beck as their number one left-back target, although are remaining in negotiations with Liverpool regarding Owen Beck as a fallback if the Wijndal deal doesn't go through, as Werder Bremen in Germany are also actively pursuing Wijndal at the moment. Celta Vigo apparently have made Carl Starfelt available, and Celtic may well be looking at getting Starfelt back into the club, as he and Cameron Carter-Vickers did have a very good partnership for a couple of seasons under Ange Postecoglou. And I think a lot of us would be much happier if Starfelt was beside Carter-Vickers in the centre of defence. Starfelt was much better in the air than either Scales or Navrocki. Starfelt maybe not quite so good at distributing the ball as Carter-Vickers, but was quite capable there. And I think certainly the left side of defence always looked stronger when Carl Starfelt was beside Cameron Carter-Vickers, not certain whether Celtic are pursuing Starfelt at this point, but it's definitely an option that would be available for Celtic and may well be a transfer that would be easier to organise, as Starfelt's agent is also well known to Celtic, and obviously Starfelt knows Glasgow, the club, and the teammates, and so that deal may well go through if Starfelt and Celta Vigo are willing, as appears to be the case at the moment. Talking of centre-backs, Atalanta appear now to be pursuing Cameron Carter-Vickers, having given up on getting Matt O'Reilly. Atalanta have signed Samardzic from Udinese for a fee roughly the same as they were offering finally for Celtic for Matt O'Reilly. There are no teams currently actively going for Matt O'Reilly, according to the various sources. However, Atalanta have been making inquiries about taking Cameron Carter-Vickers to Italy. I don't think that story is going to go very far. Carter-Vickers has a contract with Celtic until 2029, signed earlier this year. That to me suggests that Carter-Vickers is happy at Celtic, sees his long-term future at Celtic. Does suggest that Atalanta are making inquiries, but the deal is not likely to be going through at all. Final bit of news from Brendan Rodgers' post-match conferences and press interviews is that Kyogo and the club are considering shoulder surgery. However, it would mean 4 months out, although recovery from that shoulder surgery would be 1 month for a person in a normal office job. However, because Kyogo will be going back to a contact sport with the risk of falling, it would take the full 3 to 4 months of recovery and rehabilitation to make it practical for him to go back to being a player in a contact sport like football. I suspect that because Kyogo's been managing this shoulder problem for 5 years or more, and that he and the physios and medics at Celtic have got used to managing it, that he will carry on missing the odd game here and there as he recovers from having his shoulder popped back into joint by the physio or by himself after a fall onto his outstretched arm. No wee other stories to update on, and so just to finish off, we apology if the video isn't quite up to the usual standards. May well have a wee bit of a reduced output over the week with me being on the holidays, depends on things like the weather and how much time off Mrs. Davis 67 will give me from doing holiday things. Hopefully hasn't spoiled the video for you with the lighting and the sound maybe not being quite up to usual standards. Just a quick reminder, encouragement, if you could click that subscribe button if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, keep the numbers pushing past up into the 900s and then to 1,000. Do click the like button if you like the video, and feel free to pop your comments, suggestions, feedback, thoughts regarding the ratings, the Celtic Hibs match, and any other issues into the comment section. And we can have a nice wee chat amongst like-minded Celtic fans. And so for today, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and goodbye, and hail, hail.